And today in this hour, joining me in the studio are three amazing members from the Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust. Pooja Vaya, the chairperson and the Sanskrit class coordinator. Hinal Patni, the Swaranjali team member. And Dr. Perry Devani, Leap Bhagavad Gita class coordinator. Yeah, that was a word and a half. Leap Bhagavad Gita class coordinator. There we go. They are going to be joining me in the studio. And if you have any questions for the Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust, hit me up right away. 0758 123 444. We're going to be talking to them all about the trust and also about Go Beyond Your Goals. The Hanuman Chalisa explained that is going to be starting off from tomorrow. So keep it locked for that. And of course, hits after hits coming your way. Starting this hour off, I've got Neha Kakar with Danya. With me in the studio, as I did mention, Pooja Vaya, the chairperson of Chinmaya Mission and Sanskrit class coordinator, Hinal Patni, the Swaranjali team member, and Dr. Perry Devani is going to be joining us in a few. He is the Leap Bhagavad Gita class coordinator. First of all, welcome to Radio 44. Pleasure having all three of you here with me, and let's just get right into the questions. All right, you have firstly, you have a brilliant thing coming up starting from tomorrow, right? It's called Go Beyond Your Goal. The Hanuman Chalisa explained. Now, this is something that really hit home for me because we generally do recite Hanuman Chalisa every night before we go to sleep. But sometimes you don't know what it means, right? You're just reciting it or you're just chanting because that's what it is. So we'll come to that. We'll come to that event. But for now, let's come to Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust. They have a very interesting motto: to give maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum amount of time. Now, how does your organization manage to do this? Because to me, keeping someone happy for more than a minute, it's a mission.
That's true, Bhargav, actually. Thanks for the question. So basically, as the sentence sounds very simple. Maximum happiness for the maximum people for the maximum number of time. But actually there's a very subtle meaning behind this. So generally people look for happiness. We all look for happiness. We look for happiness in things that we do, things that we buy, happiness from our relationships, happiness in things that we pursue, whether it's career, whether it's a job or a passion. So those things do give you happiness. They give you contentment. But experience will tell you that they won't last for too long. So when you buy something, you'll be happy for a little while, and then life goes on. So this sentence, as though it's very simple, there's a very subtle meaning behind it. Maximum happiness for the maximum people, maximum number of time. So where do you look for happiness that lasts forever or lasts longer?
Within.
So Chinmaya Mission actually provides you with the tools, the means, the practical means to actually achieve this. And we can only understand this when you study things that the ancient wisdom, the Vedic scriptures teach you. So Chinmaya Mission is all about that. Because it's a very general statement.
Yes.
But we all, deep down in our daily lives, we're all looking for this. Sure. For the maximum number of time. We all want good things for the maximum number of time, so this is what this mission statement means actually in essence.
Super. Well, that's something very exciting, to be honest, to me. Like coming up with that kind of a motto, it's very hard to stick by it.
Yes.
That's the hard part.
Yes.
Coming up with the motto is easy.
Yes.
Everyone does that. Tomorrow I'm going to hit the gym, or yes, tomorrow comes and you never hit the gym.
Yes.
So this is very good done and work well done by the Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust across the world. Now, it did originally start in 1953 in India, but when was it established here in Kenya?
Sure. Hari Om, everyone. So Chinmaya Mission started here in Kenya. The first time when Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda came here, that was 1986. And ever since that, we've been having visiting Swamis and Acharyas who would be coming every year to give talks on different topics. Formally, Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust got established in 2002. And that was not a coincidence that the first event after that was the Hanuman Chalisa. And 20 years later, as we enter into our 21st year, we are bringing back the Hanuman Chalisa with same Swami Svarupananda and his wisdom. So that is where we started.
Wow. Okay. That is exciting for you guys. That should be exciting. So you've been part of the Seva Trust since it began?
That's
Pooja?
correct, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Hinal?
Yeah, that's pretty much since it started in Nairobi, Kenya.
Wow, so 20 years,
Yes,
a
correct.
long time. Well, we are, as I mentioned, going to be talking about the Hanuman Chalisa in a few. But once again, thank you so much for coming by. And if you have any questions for Pooja, for Hinal, or for Dr. Perry, hit me up right away, 0758 123 444. And with me in the studio is Pooja Vaya, the chairperson of Chinmaya Mission and Sanskrit class coordinator, and Hinal Patni, Swaranjali team member. Dr. Perry Devani is also in the studio, but he'll be getting the mic in a few. But for now, let us get into more questions with Hinal and Pooja. We did speak about the motto that Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust has. We did speak about how it also was established here in Kenya, 20 years now. What is Chinmaya Mission's? What is the Chinmaya Mission? Let's start with that. Is it a lifestyle? Is it a religion? What are the teachings of this Chinmaya Mission Seva Trust?
Thanks, Bhargav. So Chinmaya Mission is actually not a religion. It's not a sect per se. It's actually a global spiritual movement, and with the fundamental aim to spread the awareness about the wisdom that our ancient scriptures have, timeless wisdom. So when I say scriptures, I mean Vedic scriptures.
Yeah.
And for those who do not know what that is, I'll just mention a few texts that people can relate to.
Yes.
You can say the famous Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, the Upanishads. These are just to mention a few, but there are so many texts within the ancient scriptures, Vedic scriptures, that it's you probably need another show to just cover that. So Chinmaya Mission is a global spiritual movement,
Right.
And its aim is to spread this wisdom so that people find practical means to find happiness, to find growth in their lives, but in the spiritual sense,
Fair.
not the one that I mentioned earlier on. So, and it has, it's actually not a religion. So Chinmaya Mission doesn't teach teachings that are their own.
Yeah.
This is not their own teaching. This is something that you and I have known from time immemorial. Everybody knows the Bhagavad Gita, and it's been there for 5,000 years.
Right.
The Bhagavatam, the Upanishads. But the present day mind has such a short span of time, of attention, is that you need something that's relatable to you.
Correct.
So if I probably share a Bhagavad Gita verse with you, you might probably lose attention maybe 30 seconds down the road. So, but I need to tell you something in English, in plain English. So Chinmaya Mission has made that so simple for us, for even the teenager, for example, or even a young kid, of how to understand spirituality, basic values like happiness, honesty, integrity, how to deal and interact with people, our values of respect. So this is all brought about in our day-to-day lives.
Oh, perfect.
So that's the core, the uniqueness about Chinmaya Mission, and it brings it in such a simple and plain English language that you'll be surprised. And that's why, as Pooja will probably insist later on, you must come and listen to see how these things are delivered by the master himself, Swami Svarupananda.
Definitely. And talking about that, we can ask Pooja this question. Go Beyond Your Goal by Chinmaya Seva Trust commences tomorrow, and it's from 31st March to 6th of April at the Jalaram Temple Hall. Could you just tell us a little bit more about this event, the Go Beyond Your Goal?
Sure. Before I even tell you more about the event, I would like to start off with who should attend this, first
Right.
of all. So, if you are a regular chanter of Hanuman Chalisa, you've been chanting throughout your life, or even attending Hanuman Chalisa, or doing it at home, probably just to understand the meanings behind the Hanuman Chalisa and the 40 verses, I would invite you to come and hear Swami Svarupananda. If you have never heard of Hanuman Chalisa, even better. This is an opportunity to understand what each and every verse mean and why the entire world is chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. So I would invite, in whichever phase of life you are at, everyone is more than welcome to attend this. Secondly, dates you have already specified, but the dates to remember are from tomorrow, 31st of March to 6th of April, when Swamiji will be explaining each and every verse. And this is happening at Jalaram Temple from 7 p.m. So 7 to 8:30 is the time you need to book in your diaries. Last day, when we will be also doing the chanting of Hanuman Chalisa, this is going to be 108 times chanting, and this will happen on a public holiday, which is 7th of April. So that is the program throughout the day.
Okay, so 7th of April is going to be the 108 Hanuman Chalisa chants, starting from 9 a.m. all the way till 6 p.m. And of course, the discourses start from tomorrow all the way till 6th of April, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Now, we are going to be talking more about this in a few. Dr. Perry will be getting on air in a few as well. As I had mentioned earlier, Dr. Perry Devani has joined in at the Leap Bhagavad Gita class coordinator. He's alongside Pooja Vaya, who is the chairperson of Chinmaya Mission and Sanskrit class coordinator as well. Now, we did speak about the Go Beyond Your Goal event that's starting from tomorrow all the way till 6th of April, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. every day. And then Friday, 7th April is going to be the 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 108 chants of Hanuman Chalisa. Now, what is Hanuman Chalisa? You know, we have discourses that are happening from tomorrow. What exactly is that for? From your experience, Dr. Perry, could you briefly explain what the Hanuman Chalisa is? Because many people probably chant, many people have heard about it, but they might just not know why they're doing it. Over to you.
Thank you, Bhargav. In context of what is starting tomorrow as an education, I think it's a very interesting and important question. But I think to answer it properly, one needs to go back a little and understand and appreciate its author. Hanuman, we know, is the name of the monkey god and
Yes.
beloved of Ram and Sita. What is Chalisa? And most people who speak Indian languages would understand it means 40.
40, yeah.
And those who either listen to it or chant it as a daily routine know that it's 40 verses. But I'm not sure that too many remember or know that its author, its creator, was a great poet sage, a great reformer, a great devotee, a bhakta of the 16th century, over 500 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was Goswami Tulsidas. And he grew up in present-day Uttarakhand, but eventually settled in Kashi, which we know as Varanasi,
Yeah.
and did all his great literary and scholarship in Kashi. So the Hanuman Chalisa, to answer your question, is 40 verses of devotion, which he wrote and composed for his beloved Ram, because he was a bhakta of Ram,
Okay.
but through the medium of Ram's devotee, Hanuman. And so the 40 verses explain the characteristics of courage, wisdom, knowledge of Hanuman, but also then go into this deep and subtle aspect of Vedic knowledge, which is this mysterious thing called devotion, bhakta. And then, because he was a 16th century genius, he connects the relationship between knowledge and devotion within the span of these, otherwise to the untrained eye, short 40 verses. And so this is what the Hanuman Chalisa is. It is a devotional hymn, which in Indian languages is known as the Stotram. And Swami Sarupananda is considered a world authority on this, and some would argue perhaps currently the world's foremost authority on this. So again, to answer your question, we understand what it is, we even chant it, we may not know its meaning. And Swamiji will now take us through verse by verse, line by line, and explain its deeper meaning.
Wow. Wow, so that is exciting for me because For me, I do recite the Hanuman Chalisa every single night. And now having Swamiji, explain the deeper connection and the deeper meaning line by line, that is going to be something for everyone to go and observe and learn as well. From 31st of March, once again, till 6th of April, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., you can go for these discourses at Jalaram Temple Hall. Now, what are the effects of chanting the Hanuman Chalisa, and why are you doing it 108 times on 7th of April? Is there a reason for that number, 108?
Sure, Bhargav, thank you. So chanting, first of all, promotes the connection to oneself, as we just talked about it. And the lines of Hanuman Chalisa, as powerful as they are, like Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi, those are the things we want in our life, the virtues of Hanumanji. And when we chant it repeatedly,
So Bal
Bal is strength,
correct.
Buddhi is intelligence, and Vidya is knowledge. So
All right.
if you have three, you are set for life. So that is what we ask Hanumanji, and much more. Of course, he's also the Ashtasiddhi ke Data. He's the one who has that boon to give the Ashtasiddhi to people. And if we don't know any of this, just one simple line, Tum rakshak kahu ko darna. We surrender ourselves when in time of storms, time of difficulty, and that is the power. So when we understand these words and the verses, and then we chant with that meaning in mind, it has its own impact. People do Hanuman Chalisa probably daily, maybe 7 times. Sometimes they do weekly, whatever number they might be. But we are providing this platform for 108 times. And there are people who do out there 108 as well. But this will be very unique because we are going to understand the meanings, and then we are getting into the 108. So why 108? From a Vedic perspective, okay, it's a sacred number, first of all, as we all know. But from a Vedic perspective, there is a meaning behind it. If we look at 1, 0, and 8, 1 represents the truth, the Brahman. 0 represents the egolessness, nothingness. And then 8 is for infinite. So there is a combination of everything in there. And that's the reason 108. And I welcome everyone, including you, to experience that power of chanting the 108 times. After understanding the meaning, it's extraordinary, not just the regular chanting that we do ourselves.
Super. And any parting thoughts from the two of you? Anything you want to say?
I would just let people know that this event is open to all. It's in English and it's free entry for everybody. If you register, it helps us to plan the meals, but it's open for everybody, and we would want you to come and attend the talks in large numbers. This is the forum available here right in Nairobi. Those of you who are in the city, please do not miss it. Those of you who are outside the city, try and see if you can come. Nakuru, Thika, it's not too far. We should all try and attempt to join, because this doesn't happen every other time. It's coming back after 20 years, so please do not miss it. And we would like to probably also bring to you, in Swamiji's words, the parting thoughts rather than us talking about it.
Hari Om, everyone in Kenya. I'm delighted by the end of this month, I will be there to revel with all of you in the meaning, the depth, as well as the devotion and joy of Sri Hanuman Chalisa. Most of you know the power, the influence, the inspiration, and the mystical benefits that are there of Hanuman Chalisa. Yet, there is a lot of wonderful things that are revealed in this Hanuman Chalisa, not only about the character of Sri Hanuman that made him so enduring and so loving, so successful, but also that we can find great significance in our life and invoke the greatest of all powers and blessings. Wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you all in Kenya for Hanuman Chalisa.